would not choose to do this if he didn't think he could succeed at it.
I want to put my best effort in.
He's still going at it. I can see some energy depleting. Yeah! Hopefully things don't get worse that we have to like spin him down.
I can see the 1,000 ways it could go wrong.
It's been an insane journey here. I feel like I've been marching towards this goal all of my life, running cross country, track, and now I've ran a couple ultras. And it's also about inspiring people. I think young people these days have big dreams, you know? They want to chase and need some motivation to get out there and do it. These last few days I've been really scared, you know, feeling like the pressure of this race like I've never had before, but I think I can be confident in the dedication to the process that I've had, just doing the workouts, sticking with it all these months. It feels scary, but I think I'm realizing that I am ready, whatever does happen. You know, when you chase a big, scary dream, I think you have to break it up into little pieces. Yo guys, we're out here for our pre-race haircut, freshen up a little bit, and we're out at the one barbershop that every mom has trusted since 2010. Great clips, isn't it beautiful? I feel like I'm a dreamer at heart. I dream big dreams, and it's my life purpose to bring those dreams into action. And this 100 miles is just one of those scary big dreams. I guess one other thing that makes this possible for me is my community. I feel so supported by friends, family. Everyone is here and showing up. I can't imagine doing it without them. And I'm so fortunate, honestly. It would be impossible without them. At first, I was thinking time goal, like I want to run 13 hours or under, which would place me at top 10 all time on the American list. And now I'm realizing that was a mistake. I wasn't committed to the process like I should have been. And part of that process is embracing whatever happens on race day. Pushing myself to race like a pro athlete, pushing myself to go as fast as I can and do the best that I can on the day, I will be happy. It's not really a cop-out. I'm still gonna try my best, but I feel that it's a little healthier to keep in mind the time goals, but not place my identity on them by any means.
Would you ever consider running 100 miles if given the chance?
I can probably run 4 miles, you know, at max in a day, so no.
I've been training for several months. Time for massage, just getting some body work like 2-3 days before the race, so get loosen my back, feel good, and my mom has a great clinic, it's nice here. When I moved to Mexico 4 months ago, I actually got sick for 6 weeks straight, and that was really tough on the body and on the mind. I was so worried that I could never train again. I had to go on all this medication and put myself back together because I knew that I wanted to run this race back then. And so I didn't run for those 6 weeks because it would have hurt me more to try and push my body when it wasn't ready. Massage, and now an adjustment. There you go.
Yes. Cairo mom to the rescue.
Yeah. After that, I was able to build so slowly. 4 or 5 weeks, starting at like, 10 miles, building slowly up to like 30 miles, and doing cross training because my Achilles were hurting and my knees were having problems and my feet and little things like that were sort of throwing me off. This training block wasn't perfect. I didn't have nutrition or all the shoes. I think that makes this journey so much more special because it's really taught me the value of perseverance.
Hey, I'm Vincent. I'm a senior at Aptos High. My favorite part of running is getting a PR.
I'm Brady. I ran with Chase his last year at high school and here to support.
I've crewed a few other ultra marathons before, so I'm feeling ready for this, but this is something different because I know Chase. We ran cross country and track for 2 years, so that's pretty cool. And then I've done ultras before, so I feel like I have a better understanding than most runners of how it should go, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I'm excited. I've only seen videos of people doing ultras, so it'll be cool to see it in person and help too.
What is the PR you're most proud of?
PR I'm most proud of is my 9:38 in the 2 mile. That was very painful.
My proudest PR would probably be sub 2 for half mile.
What are some of your running goals for the future?
Some of my running goals are I want to eventually break 9 in the 2 mile, break 4 in the mile, and I guess 150 in the 800, and then in the 5K sub 14. And I also want to, when I'm older and I can't go fast anymore, I want to go far and do ultras.
For me, I don't know, I'd like to run in college. Hopefully this year I can go low 150s, 152, 153 for the 800. I don't know what I want to do after college.
Hello, my name is Abby Irvin, and I am the production crew for Chase's 100-mile ultramarathon. It's definitely going to be like nothing I've ever done before, but I'm so excited to film this experience for him and create an awesome YouTube video.
What does it feel like to support Chase in this ultra marathon?
Ooh, lots of things. I think it is a little bit terrifying and exciting. Like, I'm excited for him to embark on this journey. I think that this is going to be a huge step for him in his running career, and I'm so excited to see where it goes for him. So I'd say I'm mostly excited, but definitely a little bit nervous.
I moved to New Mexico a few years ago after high school for college, and I fell in love with running there. Obviously, great place to train, but it's the people too. It's the community. Coming back to California, Santa Cruz, it's good to see people again and reconnect, but it feels like something in the past. Really strange. I think it's a great place though. I think there's a lot of good people here.
Could you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm Linda Lewitt, otherwise known as Nana. We would always play Candyland when he was like 3 and 4, and he was always competitive. One day I won the Candyland game and he got really upset.
What do you think of Chase running this 100-mile race?
Why would he do it? Why would you like spend the last day of the year like pushing yourself and being in pain? And
We're here at Hellier Park to check out the race course and do a little bit of nutrition testing. So just got a couple gels and some electrolyte water that I'll be using to fuel for this race. So just a couple final little prep things before the race just to get comfortable.
I have total faith that he will do really well and learn a lot, and I really like the way that he's getting the community together for this, and I really like the way that he has a higher purpose for the race to inspire people.
I feel like it comes down to like massive preparation. You know that there's going to be challenges, there's going to be setbacks. So like you can prepare all you can, and that's what we're doing.
Physical as it is physical?
Yeah, like I'm scared shitless right now.
I was going to ask you.
You can probably tell.
Oh, why? Yes.
I want to inspire people to chase their big dreams. Whatever it is, I want to live that myself. It's really scary, but I think people, especially like young people these days, need a role model, someone who they can see going after it and being afraid and doing it anyway.
I could show up at the national championship race like yawning.
Yeah.
Like
just totally
just so relaxed because I'd done it 10 times. I had done my preparation. I had confidence in my abilities. I was realistic about my chances. I knew how to bike race, and just let it go. Like it's out of my hands. The only other thing I compare it to is, and I've only done this once, is our wedding planning. It's like so many months of like details and meetings and money expenditure and like worry the day before, and then we show up to the party. It's like we're just doing this thing. And
No, I'm sorry, Andy had to walk you around that day. Remember? Your brother.
the day before.
I had to walk.
Day up. Day up.
Yeah, you were scared.
You were scared.
I mean, you're only doing it once. And I've never done it before, so.
But you're saying you've done it so many times before, but Chase hasn't done it.
Well, but once you're actually doing the thing and you've released all that energy. So it's like you just have to start. Like you need the gun to go off.
I know I'm feeling the fear now, and I think it's like great training because I'm getting it out now. I won't feel it later.
Be in charge of keeping the timetable of Chase's actual nutritional needs, figuring out his other needs, any problems that present. We're going to be doing the problem solving.
That's helpful.
And honestly, that's half of what it is. You show up and they say, "Your guys are going here." Like, can we go there? No. Or yeah. The van would be staying the whole time, so we're having to pack everything back in the van. We're going to have 3 tables, 2 pop-up tents. We'll also have the bed in the van. We'll have the sleeping bags that are in there. Bring some pillows.
So I want to start with like a long sleeve shirt that is easy to take off on top of my race singlet. I think that'll be okay to keep me warm in the morning. And then once I heat up after 5 or 10 miles, it would be in my character to stop. If it's just like, oh, I'm like going through pain and like it's hurt so much, like I'm so tired, like I want to sleep. And I get like this once in a year like opportunity to race this sort of thing. I want to put my best effort in like all the way to the finish line. The epileptic microwave. Don't look at it. Don't look at it, anybody.
Got this.
What do you think of Chase running 100 miles?
I think he's crazy.
I think that's amazing. I wish him the best for that.
Pretty impressive. That's a lot. I've never ran 100 miles in a week.
I think it's really crazy.
It's awesome. It's something he's trained for.
Well, I think it's insane. I think it's stupid.
I think it is a bit crazy, but also really brave.
I think it's insane.
I think it's kind of crazy.
Half this, or 40% of this, and
Is that just regular water or electrolyte water?
electrolyte. I actually took the pill.
gave him a soft habit, you just put it in his hand.
Recording his time every time he runs and turns left.
Of all of Chase's accomplishments, which one are you most proud of and why?
Well, I'm most proud of his development as a person.
You know, Chase is going to go off to Washington, D.C. as the winner of the Fred Harris Scholarship. I think it is fabulous that someone with his integrity, his drive, his deep sense of community, and his intelligence is looking to make a career in politics. And I think this race is testimony to how committed he can be when he has a goal.
If you were given the opportunity and the training, would you run 100 miles?
Hell no. No way. I might try biking 100 miles, which I did do at Cinderella a couple of times in my youth. Yeah, but not running.
I'd run the first mile and then get in my car and drive finish line for the other 99.
Next up. Within a minute 40.
So far?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start running again.
Sandwich?
I am Chase's mom, Goldie. My name's Goldie. I've known him his whole life, ever since he was born.
When did you first see that Chase was passionate about running?
Okay, so running specifically, I would say I noticed that Chase was passionate about competition at a very young age. His dad was a professional cyclist, and so dad was racing here at this park, Hellier, doing track racing, and Chase was out on his little bicycle, like he had a little kick bike with no training wheels, just you know, and he would race every kid's race in front of every race that dad was doing. But then around the time Chase was 6 years old, he started doing Capitola Junior Lifeguards, which was a summer camp program for kids. Like they're doing boot camp on the beach, push-ups and sprints and open water swims. And they did competitions, battles of the beaches against all the different beaches. And Chase would always excel in the sprinting and the running events, but really excelled in the distance racing. So 6, 7, 8 years old, he was winning the distance races. So by the time he hit the 9-year-old category, he qualified for state championships. So he started going to state championships for the junior lifeguard program representing Capitola. We went for years and years and years and traveled to all the state competitions every summer. And he would always, you know, place in the top 3 for his age pretty much. And then junior high was when he started racing like cross country and track. Still rode his bike all the time. Bicycling was like Chase's commute, but running was where he was competitive.
What do you think of Chase running 100-mile ultramarathons?
I don't like running, and I can't even imagine running 1 mile, so 100 seems really lame. But here he is.
What does it feel like to support him in this race?
Yeah, it feels just like something else I have to do as Chase's mom. I don't really feel like I had a choice. I mean, he asked me, can I do a race when I'm home in January? And I was like, yeah, thinking it was going to be a 10K, you know, like a turkey trot kind of a thing on Christmas morning. I don't know. So this is very much a surprise when it turned out to be a 100-mile race, and the elaborateness of his goal to make this record that he's going for. I guess I'm nervous for him to achieve that. That's exciting for him.
Has it been difficult for you to support Chase in his ambitious running and life goals?
Yeah, definitely. It's been very difficult to support Chase. He is a difficult person to support. He's laid out his well-crafted plan. He's thought through all kinds of variables. We have a plan on what to do as his support crew, depending on what goes on. You know, if you have foot pain, we're supposed to encourage him to stop and take off his shoe and, you know, change the bandage, which has already happened. You know, it took him like 3 laps to kind of get in his brain that he was actually going to stop and make this change. And then immediately he picked up his pace and was feeling better. So the hard part for me, and I'm sure for Dad, is going to be like when we give him the advice of what we think needs to happen, is him accepting the advice. And then from experience already, it's going to take a couple laps till he makes the change. And so then it's kind of out of our hands, but hopefully things don't get worse that we have to like pin him down.
After that, he wants beef jerky.
Yeah.
Cool. What does it smell like?
Nothing. I don't know. I can't smell it.
Smells
Like, you can smell it a little bit.
sweet salt. I know it's a horrible description.
Well, isn't that what this is?
Ooh, that looks disgusting.
Hi, my name is Sam Hansen. I go to Aptos. I'm a sophomore there. And how I met Chase was he was a senior when I was in 8th grade, and he's always been like the godfather of distance crew.
What does it feel like to support Chase in this 100-mile ultramarathon?
It feels incredible. It feels great to be part of something bigger.
And what PR are you most proud of?
Oh, important to me that I ran 5th place at CCS. I ran 15:26 on the Crystal Springs course, so that's my biggest accomplishment.
What are some of your future goals?
Run a 100-mile race. Actually finish one.
After watching this, do you think you're still going to have that same exact goal?
No. This is way too fast. Maybe I'll run like 10-minute miles. That's more realistic for me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name's Ben. I'm Chase's dad.
When did you first see that Chase was passionate about running?
In junior high, Chase really got into the cross-country team there. I mean, he was running around a lot, riding his bike to school every day. He's always been a highly active kid, and it just turned into moving his legs as fast as possible. Running was a great outlet for him. So yeah, junior high cross-country was the first real application of his love of running. It's just like kind of compounded since then.
What does it feel like to support him in this race? Is there part of you that feels like responsible for making sure he stays safe out there on the course?
Got it.
Woo! Almost halfway there.
Yeah! Yeah!
This is like a really easy course. You know, we can have sight of him almost the entire time. So we're able to monitor him, talk to him, feed him every, 8 minutes or so. So I'm not too worried about the actual thing going on. It's happening rather smoothly right now. The sun's going down, we're gonna have to start tracking him in the dark and things. I'm used to preparation for events like this from the cycling that I used to do. Doing it on a running level is a little bit different, but very recognizable.
Has it been difficult for you to support Chase and his ambition to running in Lake?
Yeah, he's super driven. He wants what he wants. He's always been like that. As a kid, he would put his mind towards something and achieve it. So his perseverance, his drive has always been there. To apply it to something this big is monumental. I hope that it works out for him. I'm going to do everything I can to help him do it, but ultimately it's up to him to take every step.
Hey everyone, my name is Lupe. I am here from San Jose. I got to meet Chase through the Sheik's Freaks community, thanks to Dan. And I actually got to meet Chase in person a year ago in Texas when we went to Camp 5 together. But anyways, that's how I know Chase.
When Chase first reached out to you about coming to watch him run this 100-mile ultramarathon, what did you think?
I was like, I'm down immediately. It's something that I can relate to. Obviously not to the extent of 100 miles, but it's something that personally I like to challenge myself, whether it be trying to run a mile under 5 minutes back in high school or doing Spartan races myself. I wanted to be part of that camaraderie and be part of that dream that he wanted to have.
And what does it feel like to support him out here?
It honestly gives me energy. Like I said earlier, it's something that I can relate to kind of that mindset. I think Chase's mindset is that of resilience. I think it's gonna get tougher right now, the next 30 miles. He's still going at it. I can see some energy depleting, but I think he's got it. You versus you, right? So it's gonna be all mindset now.
After watching him run this race, would you ever consider running 100 miles?
I would consider it. I don't know if I'm capable. It's a lot, maybe 50 miles. Chase is a different kind for sure.
Once it gets dark and once he hits that wall, things are expecting it to change. Trying not to have organ failure levels of preparation and monitoring, like all day into the night kind of activity. That's pure mental at some point, like your physical training's over. At some point you flip the switch into whatever it takes to get it done. I've never had to do, luckily, in my athletic career, but it's gonna be a big trying effort to Chase.
You're on 8:11 your last lap.
It's crazy. It's officially your longest race. I just told myself over and over again, you got to do this. You have to do this. Like you're strong enough. You're fit. You only have this one chance, this one moment. And I really embraced that one moment mentality. That we have one shot at life. We have one shot to do something amazing with the life we have. and I wanted to take advantage of that.
This is the hard part. This is what you train for. You can do this. You want more body. Start walking. Yep. You got this. You got this. Go. You got this. This is what you train for. Come on, Chase. Salt tablet, acetaminophen, maybe a burrito, definitely a gel, maybe a juice, definitely some water.
But Chase is very like into numbers, so I think if he hears
if he hears a number, it'll be good for him because he's like, you're not telling me.
He's ahead of schedule, so it'll make him comfortable.
Yeah, right here. We got a little surprise for you. Walk in. You have 11 more laps to go. That's 10 miles. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this, Chase.
You've done 10 miles so much times before. You just gotta do it one more time.
Just go, Chase.
This is you. You got this, buddy.
You got this. Take this one
Got
slow.
this.
Run into it. You don't want to lose all that food. You got this, Chase. Go, Chase. You got this.
Everyone in the team contributed, pulled everything together, did everything they could to get me going as fast as I possibly could.
We're off to the finish line. It's been a long day. I think we're all gonna feel very relieved once he crosses.
Oh yeah.
It's your turn. Oh yeah. Your turn.
It's a ground feel.
I am so appreciative, so thankful.
Okay, so before we jump into all of the questions, how are you feeling?
Oh my god, I feel terrible. My legs are so dead, and but I feel so like fulfilled inside.
When did it start to get real that you were actually doing this?
Oh my God. Oh, it was real, like mile 1. It felt like it happened over and over again, where it started to get real over and over again, multiple times. I just had to like remind myself, like, you're not thinking about the future, you're staying present just in this one moment.
What was your favorite moment of the race?
I think my favorite, like, most exciting moment was probably around mile, I want to say like 60, 55 to 60. I was feeling so good. I'd been running about like, I think I averaged the first 20 miles, like 7:20 pace or something. That wasn't insane in my mind because it was the first 20 miles. When I had that moment where for 5 to 10 miles, around mile 60, I'm feeling so good, and running 7:20s again, I could really feel that fitness, feel that potential. I felt that glimmer of hope that like it could be a really good race.
After doing this, to anybody doing an ultra or looking at doing an ultra marathon, what would be your biggest piece of advice and why?
You have to be so prepared, so dedicated, never falter. You can do it. If you never had someone tell you that you can do it, you know, giving you permission to give your all, you have that permission. You go for it, you know? In any of your life's big achievements, you want to go for it. And I want you to go for it with everything you have.
What's next? What is your next big running goal? What's your next big life goal? Where do you see this taking you in the future?
Should I make this announcement now?
If you want, go for it.
Well, we'll see. But I'm thinking about running the Javelina 100 in October of this year. Javelina 100 seems like the place to get after it these days for 100 miles.